Okay. Hello, everyone. This is a community call, a Kleros community call. Today, Federico is not available, so he's at a conference organized by Blockchaingov in Florence about blockchain constitutionalism, and this is something that interests us a lot, that we have been discussing researching for some time now, just not just because we see Kleros as a judiciary for DAOs, but also for a very practical reason, because we have the proof of humanity governance that we want to help shape, and also the future of Kleros DAO. And this seems to be an important topic in the field. There's a lot of reasons for studying this like deeply, since it can be an important part of governance of digital systems. So yeah, I have a lot of FOMO of this conference, but I'm really looking forward to Federico and Jamila, Clement that are attending, and also Abir to share what they learned about it. But we have like a little glimpse of that. We have the latest episode of the Decentralized Justice broadcast with the guest is Eric Elston, and he talks exactly about that topic. So I really recommend checking it out. And well, apart from that, from the communication side, I believe you might have seen some ecosystem updates. We have, as you noticed, we finished the third batch of the incubator, I believe a month ago or 2 months ago. And the projects are now starting to get traction, and some are participating in hackathons or making programs to incentivize the participation in their protocols. And well, I would really appreciate if you can support them as well and follow and give your feedback, because that way our ecosystem can grow. And I believe it's lots of potential in this community, that we have lots of people that are early adopters and would like to try new stuff. So yeah, really recommend to check it out as well. And well, last week we launched the VIA DevNet. So we started to receive some feedback about it, and even requests to know more about it and maybe integrate in governance process. So yeah, this we're very happy with the way the greater community received it. I don't know if you have seen the video and the materials we prepared, and also the demo where you can turn on a light bulb that uses the VIA infrastructure, which is really cool. Yes, apart from that, we have received some reports that the notification system on Gnosis chain is not working properly. And we had, on a weekly call today, we discussed this a little bit. And it seems that the system is now normalized, and the developer team is working on, making a new notification system from the ground up for V2, because the current code, of course, is not optimal, and we will maintain it to the best of our abilities, but basically our effort is better directed at the next the V2 that will be like we will have a system that can be maintained better. And yes, let me see if I have something else to share. Well, I believe, William, you can give your status, your updates, and maybe address the question by Mars if you can.
Sure. So one thing, the most recent parameter update proposal that was going through governance is passed on Snapshot, so you can expect the parameters to update whenever someone submits those to the governor. So that's good. In terms of like the research that I've been doing, I have a blog article coming out soon that I think I've talked about in previous weeks. It's just waiting for images. Asked our graphic designer to do, like an excessive number of like complicated looking formula images, so it's taking some time. And then beyond that, I'm like, writing new blog articles and working on some revisions for an academic article, all of which I hope to share in the coming, eventually. Doing some interesting like experiments with our PhD student at Paris 2, where we hope to validate some aspects of the sort of like voting and incentive system content in the yellow paper. So we'll have the sort of like classic economics students like doing sort of game theory experiments to validate some of these ideas. I don't want to say too much about like details of the experiment, but that's something that you can expect to hear about more soon. And for the question from Mars, this question of like whether like PNK should be delegatable is something we've discussed off and on for years. Like in the sort of V1 architecture, we were always kind of worried that like you would have situations where someone with like a lot of PNK might try to like hire like a farm of employees to like resolve cases for them, and then the person that has the PNK, the like employer, would have the exposure to like like price movements and like losses if like the system is attacked or something, but like the individual's voting wouldn't. And when we've thought about how to design this system, we've always like had in mind that like the person, like these should be combined roles. The person that's voting should be the person who really holds the PNK, and like it can be dangerous if you have this sort of like whale farm of people voting on behalf of somebody else. But that said, like in V2, we've like created this sort of placeholder. It's not in the sort of the initial intended launch of V2, but like something that we've left a place for that should be able to be added as a module later, where we expect to have this thing that I call like the juror behavior court or the juror misbehavior court, where you can slash people's PNK holdings if you can come up with credible evidence that they violated some sort of rules for how jurors should behave themselves, to be determined later. And conceivably, you could have like anti-delegation rules there. So instead of trying to make it like difficult for people to set up their kind of like juror farm on like a technical level, it might be more natural to just have it within like sort of the rules of the system, and then that might liberate you to have more to have like the kind of technical infrastructure in place, so that someone who is like a single person and just wants to have different wallets where they like store PNK versus where they actively vote, might be able to do that. So I'm not sure exactly where we are on the roadmap with something like that. Like so the devs might have other sort of inputs, but particularly with like if they're moving towards the counted step. Yeah. So I hope that responded to your question. If anybody else has any questions, feel free to shout out.
Interesting thoughts. I wish we had this conversation earlier. Like sometimes I'm just thinking that I came up with some idea, but this idea is like, this should be planned and discussed, sooner. Like I'm actually hoping that the Kleros V2 will be released soon. I also participating in this calls when I said you do not know if you are late if you don't have like a timeline, a roadmap, like a scheduled deadline. So yeah, I was quite vocal about a specific timeline for the release.
Oh yes, I remember the comments. I believe that there is something that we are working on something like that to improve the organization part of the development. I do not quote me. I believe that Federico can address this better than me. But yes, there's like we are aware that we can improve there, because it's a common question and a fair question. But yes, I believe that's something that I notice, like from my experience, is that the how can I say, the landscape of development also changes a lot, and some expectations that we have sometimes that they do not come true. This was for example, the case with Arbitrum and its decentralization efforts, and well, some technology developments as well. And just to give you an example of something that happened recently, the development team was working on the interface using a framework, and the part of the framework that they were using was deprecated or will not be continued, and so they had to basically rewrite part of what the work was. And this is something that can be unexpected sometimes, but well, yeah, I believe that it will be nice if you don't mind, if you could like attend to the next week's call where Federico is present. Maybe he will be able to give you a better response.
Absolutely. Yeah, but I don't want to repeat myself, because everyone knows that development in the fast-moving ecosystem is unpredictable. It was just me having the realization, like an epiphany, like a eureka, aha moment. It was like a real estate meetup. Someone was talking about the construction. And yeah, I would say building software project is similar to building a house with multiple dependencies, contractors, third parties. And yeah, it was this one phrase that stuck to me. How do you know you are late if you don't have a timeline? So I understand that, hey, blockchain is difficult. There is a serious money on the line. Everyone takes security seriously. And that's why we need to have a clear timeline. Okay, we need to have auditors lined up. We need to have launch partners lined up. We need to have media partners lined up. And yeah, like scheduling, coordinating, and working together to make it a successful release. And of course, I'll be next week. And when Federico is there, I'll also raise these points.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Yeah, that's true as well. And yeah, if we would you like to comment about the new integrations and what's going on with BizDev, Marcos?
Yep. So from the BD side, we have some updates. First, a project called Varimo, that it's a decentralized cross-chain social layer that will integrate proof of humanity as the default humanity check for their network. Then we have Giza, that will launch an article with us this Friday on our joint research and partnership. And then we have two projects that are working in a new integration, in a recognition of jurisdiction integration. One is called Nervo, and the other one is called Payant, that I have been talking about this integration about the Payant during the last community calls. So yeah, those are our updates.
Yeah, about Giza, we had a call earlier today, and they are researching the intersection of ML and AI models with decentralized arbitration or cryptoeconomic systems, for example, to curate ML models or to use them in some way. And well, it's very exciting to have this research partnership. We are looking forward to have like an ongoing relation with them, because it's a question that we get a lot. I believe we discussed in previous calls already how Kleros can live on a world with AI and machine learning. So yeah, that's interesting. We'll release it this Friday probably, the content that we have prepared. Yes, I believe that apart from that, we have this weekend Juan Samitier will be he has a talk at ETH Prague, and I believe someone else from the team, I don't remember exactly, we'll have another talk, and I'm personally preparing my schedule for be present at ETH Barcelona next month, in 1 month from now, and there's a lot of efforts going on in preparing the side event for Kleros at ETC, and also the soccer tournament that is getting a lot more traction than we initially expected. So yes, I don't know if you are going to ETC. Maybe Matt, I see you always in the calls and on Twitter. I don't know if you want to talk. Maybe Mars, are you going to be at ECC?
I'm struggling with my personal situation with my ex-wife and kids. It's actually a funny story. I know I'm sharing this publicly because my ex-wife made me so passionate about the Kleros, because I first-hand experienced the injustice of traditional courts. So I am literally converting the negative energy into positive energy. So to answer this question, no, I won't be at ETHCC, but you guys have loads of fun.
Okay. So yeah, hope you you can use that energy for good. I see you also kind of propose yourself as a cattle herder or something like that. Well, I believe it will be nice if you talk with Federico and see what you can do. I don't know. Maybe there's an opportunity.
Yeah, this is true because I've been with Kleros for quite a long time, and it is not as if you were hiring a new person that needs to do onboarding and, I don't know, learning everything from scratch, because there is a phrase, well, this is called some random it has a name like a Brooks law or some other guy's law, that if you add the people to a software which is late, it will make it even later. But me acting as the launch coordinator, trying to get all the cuts in place, audits, media, like a coordinated release, that is an interesting challenge. I don't think many people have existing experience of working for open source blockchain products with so many partners, but I see there is a need for such a role, and I can definitely use my skills and energy to make it happen.
Yeah, that's awesome. I believe even after the launch of V2, still have it's just a start, right? Because expect to see a lot of traction and new integrations coming in, because it will unlock new possibilities of for having a court on a chain that is cheaper, and will make it easier for and having VIA to accept disputes from other chains will make it easier for a lot more projects to integrate Kleros. So, well, the V2 launch is just the beginning. Yes. So, yeah, I don't know if anyone else has any comments. I see Billy Ray from DAObox here. I don't know if you have any updates about DAObox. I think we are talking with you and Guamian to release some material, but I don't know, Billy, if you have something to share. feel free to use this space. Okay, no problem. So,
sorry, if that was for me, I wasn't in those talks, so I can't add nothing about this integration.
No, I was talking to Billy.
Okay, sorry.
No problem. Okay, so, well, I believe that we can finish here. I'm looking for, I will talk with Federico if we can arrange the next call to be on Twitter, like make a Twitter Spaces to get the greater community to participate in it as well. This is something that members of the community requested, and I believe it will be nice to give it a try. So maybe next week we'll see, we'll have this talk in Twitter. So, well, thanks everyone for coming. And if you voted in the last proposals, you can claim your Galaxy badges and you can DM me for the POAPs.
Thanks, Gene. Nothing to add, to be honest with you. I just had an issue with my mic. That's why I wasn't able to speak at the time, but nothing to add. And yeah, the team and I will be in contact. We're already in contact with Guads on the chat.
Awesome. No problem.
Thank you.
Well, have a good one, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Have a good one.
Bye, everybody.
Ciao. Bye-bye.